Miss Smith's class. This is me, Kortne, and Krista's project on Neuroglia of the nervous system. I have someone helping me. I'm at work right now. My superior is helping me. She's a nurse. Her name is Whitney. Okay, I'm first going to talk about facts about neuroglia. What is neuroglia? Neuroglia is commonly called glial cells. They're mostly called that because neuroglia is too long to say for most. The importance of neuroglia is to form myelin around the neurons. And I drew a neuron right here. This is what a basic neuron looks like. And this would be where myelin would be formed. Glial cells have the amazing ability to divide as time increases. Neurons can't do that. Neuroglia, glial cells, have the ability to divide with age. Neurons keep the same cell for majority of their lifetime until they're all the way, or until the host is all the way dead. Glia supply oxygen and nutrients to the neuron. They provide insulation to stop short circuits between neurons. And they guard the neurons that are potentially being attacked by unwanted pathogens like bacteria or viruses. They are the primary source of brain tumors. Glial cells are the primary source. Neurons rarely form tumors because they don't have enough space to expand. The main differences between neurons and glial cells. Neurons, they're functional and structural units of the nervous system. Glial cells do more of the supporting. Neurons pass nerve pulses by use of electronic signals, and glial cells can't do this special thing. Neurons have an axon and glial cells do not. Glial cells form myelin, and neurons already have myelin present, or use glial cells to form the myelin that's wrapped around them that I wrote right here. Neurons, like I said earlier, cannot change shape. And glial cells they also form the packaging media between nerve cells and in the brain and spinal cord. Those are the main differences between neurons and glial cells. The four main functions of glial cells. This is important to remember for later on. They hold the neurons in place, number one. Number two, they supply neurons with oxygen and nutrients that they need. Three, they insulate the neurons. And four, they are the cleanup. They clean up the waste that could be potentially hazardous to the neuron, like I said earlier, like bacteria or virus cells. Okay, types of glial cells. This is when it gets a little more in-depth and complicated. I said this 1,000 times at first. Oligodendrocytes make up the myelin sheath. Once again, right around here, this is where the myelin is. And this is my drawing of oligodendrocyte right here. And this is the myelination of the neuron. This is the oligodendrocyte. This is an astrocyte. This, again, takes place right around here, the axon of the neuron. Without the glial cells, action potential would be 30 times slower. They kind of move up and down here, the axon. And without them kind of pulsing it downward, the electric signal down, it makes the signal move slower. The myelin sheath and the oligodendrocytes speed up the process. Another type of glial cell is a microglia. Its special function is, for one, it's only found in the CNS, the central nervous system. It is the defense. It acts as a defense of the neuron or the glial cell, and it also acts just kind of like an astrocyte. Astrocyte, by the way, has many functions, but a microglia also is named kind of like the cleaning up it also just cleans up. This is microglia. This is a resting microglia, and this is an active microglia. When it's resting, it has all of these branches, and it's just kind of patrolling around for something to eat, bacteria or virus. Then when it's found something, it turns into kind of a blob shape in order to pick it up easier. These are kind of just for mobility. Then it turns into kind of a blob to be able to eat whatever's endangering the neuron. They kind of can be like out here, and they're really small, way smaller than what I'm drawing. But they're out here on the neuron to kind of catch what is coming first. Moving on, we have the astrocytes. They provide nutrition and oxygen to the neuron. They also act as cleanup. Astrocytes absorb ions of the potassium in the synapse. Synapse is right here, in between at the end. It's like a neurotransmitter area. The synapse is right here, and this is where astrocytes can go to work to find the potassium ions. And glial cells of the PNS, peripheral nervous system, have Schwann cells, not in the CNS. That's it, and I guess that wraps up glial cells in a nutshell. This was my drawing of astrocytes, if you want to see that. And this is my oleodendrocyte and microglia. Resting and active. And then also an astrocyte, let's keep in mind an astrocyte has, let me go back to the function of a glial cell altogether. One is it insulates. Two, it moves oxygen and nutrients in and out of the cell. It supports and it acts as cleanup. It acts as cleanup. And that's pretty much it on glial cells. I have 3 review questions on microglial cells. Number 1, name one structural difference between a glial cell and a neuron. A structural difference between the two. This is a neuron, and these are glial cells. This is an astrocyte, which is a glial cell. So name one difference between the two structurally. Okay. Question 2. What is an oleodendrocyte's main function? I went over that. This is an oleodendrocyte. I kind of wrote it on the paper on accident. What's the main function of an oleodendrocyte? Question number 3. What is one function of the glial cells in general? Name one function. I gave you 4. Name one of the 4 functions of a glial cell in general. And that's it. Thank you, Kortne and Krista.